What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today we have some interesting stuff to talk about that I thought would be fun to discuss. And before I dig into that, I want to say hi to my friend, Miss Tiara KJ Williams, aka Miss Black Hollywood. How you doing today, T?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good. I'm glad you're here. And also, everybody that's in there in the audience, give us a yes in the chat if you can hear us. Okay, let us know you can hear us. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and let's just jump right into our topic. So let me tell you about this, T. So I saw this, I saw this video, and this was after the stock option summit. I know you were at the stock option summit we did in Los Angeles, and there were families there were people there was baby mamas there and stuff like that, and husbands and wives and cousins and everything.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of conversation about family and what family looks like. And then I saw this video, and I'm going to show everybody this video, but this video is an interesting image or a video of a man dropping food off to his daughter's mother. I'm gonna go ahead and just say baby mama. And he was feeding the daughter, and the woman got upset because she said, if you're feeding the daughter, you should be feeding you should give something to all my kids. You should not put her in the awkward position of eating in front of her siblings, because that's going to make the kids feel bad. And so before I put this video up, T, and I want everybody to kind of say something in the chat, give me like a 1 sentence response, like your initial reaction. Then I'm actually going to show the video. What do you think about that? Like, do you think that a person who had a child with you has an obligation to make sure that all the kids have food, or do you think that they are only responsible for the child that they created?
I think they're only responsible for the child they created.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I understand. Me just watching this, I was like, I mean, I can't be mad, So maybe there's another way that she should have handled that. Like, I got to get the baby food, bring me $10, and then she tried to make the $10 stretch for all the kids, but like, I just I didn't fault him for it.
Okay. All right. So yeah. I'm gonna play this clip, and everybody, let me know. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear the clip. Okay. I'm gonna play the clip right now. Let me make sure I get the right one, and I'd like to get your all's take on this, and then I'll give you my assessment as well. So hit the thumbs up button. By the way, thumbs up, share, subscribe. That really helps us in the algorithm. And here we go.
What's up? I told you to stop bringing her some food if you're not gonna bring the rest of my kids some food.
Bro, I only have one child with you, bro.
I know, but still, I told you that's not fair for her siblings for her to have food and they don't got nothing. That's not right.
I mean, that's not really my problem though, bro. Like, I make sure my daughter is fed, bro.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but still, you can't think about my other kids. They don't have to be your kids for you to get them a little snack or something. You could bring her food.
That's not my problem, bro. Like, I'm sorry about your other kids, but I only got like one daughter, bro, and I gotta make sure she's fed.
So I told you that's not fair for her siblings for her to have food and they don't got nothing. That's not right.
I mean, that's not really my problem though, bro. Like, I make sure my daughter is fed, bro.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but still, you can't think about my other kids. They don't have to be your kids for you to.
No, that's not my problem, bro. Like,
All right. So first thing I want to say is, first of all, it might be a skit. It could be a skit. If it is a skit and they did the skit, then I need to ask y'all a simple question. The question is, when did we start calling women bro? When did that happen? Have y'all heard that? Have y'all noticed? Like, and again, maybe I'm probably sounding old now, but I don't give a damn. If old means sounding like you got some damn sense, then just call me the oldest mug up in here, because you're not a TR, you're a woman, you're not a bro. I'm not gonna be like, what up, bruh? That bruh is a guy. Is that old fashioned, y'all? Is that old fashioned to say that dudes calling women bruh is weird? And then women turn around and call, no, bruh, no, bruh, everyone happened to bruh. That's just my little, I don't get that part. Why are women calling each other? Then you hear women calling each other bruh.
Yeah. I mean, it's the kids. I can't even. I don't know why they do the things that they do, but they do it. So I don't know. That's above, like, that's over my head.
Okay. Well, anyway, listen, bro. I got.
What's up, bro?
Okay, let me stop. All right, we're gonna get serious here. All right,
All
so
right,
here's what I'm gonna say. I saw
gotcha.
that video and I instantly did not agree with his assessment. And the only reason I didn't agree is because I don't know if anybody's ever known what it's like to be a kid. How many of y'all have been? How many former children do we have in the room? Has anybody ever been a kid in here? Give me a yes if you were a child at one point in your life. And,
Yes.
and also give me a yes if you remember being a child at any point in your life. Give me a yes. Okay, now here's the third question. How many of y'all were kids? How many of y'all remember being kids? And then I also want to ask, has anybody ever known what it feels like to be like the kid who didn't get to eat while your sibling or your cousin was eating a cheeseburger in front of you and your stomach's growling? Has anybody ever gone through that? I'm gonna raise my hand because I've gone through that. Have you ever gone through that, T?
I mean, probably like the Nintendo or something like that, but not food.
Yeah, I went through that. I went to my cousin's house, and because I think that the mama had an issue. Remember, I grew up as the kid who was not a biological relative of some of my relatives, right?
Right.
So I was treated different, but didn't know I was different.
Yeah.
Which is really difficult for a child to process that because you're like, I'm here with my cousins, we're all the same.
Yeah.
But in the eyes of the adults who are carrying all this bullshit baggage that we have, they don't see the kids the same. But the kids, you're 7, you just think you're like the other 7-year-old. So I can remember sitting there with my cousin and I'm hungry as hell, starving. And this little Negro, his mama makes him a sandwich, gives him some food, and don't give me nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, that was not fair. That was wrong. Now, some people will say, well, it wasn't her responsibility to feed you, and it wasn't. It was somebody's responsibility. Somebody forgot to do their damn job that day. But the question then becomes, are we only morally obligated to do what we absolutely have to do? Right? Like, is it wrong, or are you a simp, or are you a punk if you actually give a damn about the feelings of a child? That's what I would appeal to with people. It's not so much about what he's required to do. Here, you're right. He's not required to feed anybody but the baby that he pumped up inside of her body. Whatever, right? Cool. But damn, like, think about how that little girl feels. Your daddy done bought you food. First of all, if she's any kind of a normal human being, she's going to share that food with her siblings. That I know. I remember my daughter had a brother who was not my child. And first off, I never did that punk shit. I never did that whole like, well, I'm going to feed you, but I'm not feeding this little Negro. No, I would say to her, out of love for my daughter, I knew how much she loved her brother. So when I went somewhere, I would say, hey, can he come along with us? He can come too, and I'm going to feed him too. And that to me was what you were supposed to do. I don't know when we got into this era where people just don't care about kids like that. Like, what happened to our men? What happened to our people? Again, some people may not agree with me. I get it. If you want to debate whether or not it's his obligation to feed anyone else other than himself, the answer is no. It's not your obligation really to do anything. It's not your obligation. You don't have to take care of your kids. You don't have to do anything. Right? You don't have to take care of your mother. You don't have to do any of that. But the question is, where is our decency? Do we have any sort of moral obligation to be there for people who maybe need us in that moment? What do you think?
I think that what I'm looking at, I'm looking at it a little differently as a woman, but I'm looking at him responding to her, not the children. Right. So we don't know what happened between the two of them, but obviously there's some resentment and some bitterness between the two of them. Something happened. So you roll up to a woman's house that maybe cheated on you when y'all was in a relationship. Them kids could be kids that she had while y'all was together. I mean, we don't really know the situation. And I'm not saying that makes it right, but I think sometimes you're looking at them, the children. I'm looking at her responding to the man that she probably used to be with or lay down with. That man she could be drawing child support when he take care of the baby. I mean, we just don't know. We don't know if his situation and how many kids she got. How many kids are we talking? We talking 9 kids? We talking 8 kids? What's his financial situation? We're in the middle of a recession. Like, what is the situation? We don't know. So I can't really judge him like, man, listen, I brought my kid, my responsibility, what I'm obligated to do. Now, I understand where you're coming from for sure. And if it were me, I would have definitely bought the kids something to eat. But I think we're watching a relationship between man and woman. Nothing's about the children. Nothing. It's whatever happened between them. We're watching that play out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And by the way, I'm talking to Tierra KJ Williams, aka Miss Black Hollywood, and we're talking about this video I just showed. I'm gonna show it again, where a man drops off food, and the question becomes, does he have an obligation to do something for the other kids that are not his, or does he only have to feed his kid? If you could do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, just a reminder, tomorrow morning we do financial consciousness training every single morning in the Black Business School. It's totally free. If you'd like to join us, text the word morning to 87948. You can text morning to 87948. And also, I'll send you a list of AI stocks that I like, as well as some other resources that can help you in your economic journey. Now, so that you don't have to decide which child you're going to feed, you can feed all the kids, and because you're making money from the stock market. See, people that hustle and go out here and figure out how to make money and become investors, you're not deciding like, okay, am I going to starve out the 3-year-old or am I going to starve out the 7-year-old? You literally can do what I think a man or a grown woman should want to do, which is I want to make sure all the kids get fed, even the ones that are not mine. And I think that this also really speaks to something that kind of happened culturally, where we are very sloppy with family planning. Like, the word Planned Parenthood needs to be brought into the Black community, but I'm not talking about the procedure. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Planned Parenthood. Like, when you're out here sloppily making babies and building families, like little Build-A-Bear blocks or something, or Lego pieces, then that's what happens. You get these confused little kids who are all traumatized because the parents ain't got no damn sense. Because parents are thinking about orgasms instead of thinking about long-term issues and long-term planning. And I know where this comes from. This comes from the fact that maybe when they were growing up, their parents traumatized them. Their parents gave them all these issues. But the thing is that a family is supposed to have some type of structure. And Black people forgot that because you had things like, the whole welfare state that came into play. You had the Vietnam War. You had the war on drugs. Drugs wiped out a lot of Black families. So now we don't even know what a family is. We really don't. You literally have guys out here that think they can go and just, like release their seed into a woman and there be no consequences for that. But the consequences grow up into little people that eventually hate your guts because they're thinking, why was I born in the middle of chaos? As a human being, I deserve to be born in a place of warmth, love, support, nurturing, and training where I can be prepared for the world. You're dropping your seed in the middle of chaos. So I'm going to tell you, I don't care what anybody says. It's unfair to have that. It's unfair to his daughter. He's hurting his daughter. Let's forget the baby mama. Let's forget the other kids. He's hurting his daughter by even putting her in that situation. Do you understand like how much animosity you can create amongst the other kids when you get to eat and everybody else ain't eating? Do y'all understand that? So I would just say to him, I say, why would you do that to your daughter? Like maybe give your daughter a couple extra cheeseburgers and encourage her to share with her siblings. Or maybe she's already going to want to share because she loves her siblings. She don't want to see them suffer, right? So your love as a man should not just be about you. It has to be, like if I love my daughter, then I'm going to love what she loves. So part of the reason that I used to pick up my daughter and her brother was because I knew she loved him. And I knew that if I cared about her, I had to care about what she cares about. And people don't understand that, So what are your thoughts on any of that, T?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think as the mother, I just keep coming back to this woman and just thinking about how many children, for real, like how many kids are in the house and like what decision she made, how many baby daddies are there. Like, not that this matters, because again, it is about the children, but I think that, we make these decisions, like you said, that and have really don't sign up for all that. It's like, I didn't sign up for all this. Like, you got a lot going on, so I'm gonna let you have that going on. So just even if I would have been there and been the woman, which I can't imagine, but like taking the food, I wouldn't have taken it. I would have just been like, well, you can't have it, or I'm gonna take it for me, or I'm gonna take it and split it. I wouldn't have said like, oh, kid, this is your dad bringing you food. I'd have been like, well, y'all share it amongst you, and then I'm gonna figure out how to get you some more food. I mean, just making that executive decision. I'm just thinking about what I would have done in that situation.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And by the way, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this video one more time, and then we'll make kind of our parting thoughts on it, and then we'll kind of bounce on out for today. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, if you want to learn about economics so that you don't have to decide which child you want to feed, we have a whole Black Wealth bookstore, a whole Black Wealth think tank space at drboycebooks.com. My book is there, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. You can get books by Dr. Claude Anderson. You can get financial flashcards for kids. So feel free to go to drboycebooks.com. It's a one-stop shop for all things Black wealth mastery. So if you're Black and you want to figure out this economic thing, my PhD's in finance, I can help you out. And Tiara, what's your website again, Tiara?
Realvirtual.net.
Realvirtual.net. So realvirtual.net is also a great place you can go if you want to understand how to maybe build that business or make extra money or whatever it is you're seeking to do. They have a whole team that can help you get your idea off the ground, to execute the idea. So they won't just help you figure out the idea, they'll help you execute it and follow through. So feel free to schedule a free consultation at realvirtual.net and see if they can help you. All right. So let me play this video real quick one more time, and then we'll be done today. I'm going to go do some stuff with Constance Carter and talk to her real estate students about stock market investing, which I think is extremely important for those that want to have the kind of wealth that you need, because this whole scarcity mindset, this low vibrational thinking, that's what happened. That's a poverty mindset. Poverty mindset is where you say, I can only go to McDonald's and feed one child. I don't want us to have to make that decision. And I get it, right? Maybe he's struggling financially, stuff like that. But I always find it really sad when we can find money for liquor, weed, and hoes, but you can't find no money for the damn kids.
That's
I know a whole lot of dudes like that. I know guys that they can get extra money to go chase another woman, to get another girl pregnant. They can go and get enough money to go buy some liquor or weed or Jordans, but they can't get enough money to like feed a child. And I just think that's weird. But also I put that on women too. If you have kids, you got to think about the quality of the men that you're even letting into your bedroom.
Right.
I know you get lonely and you get horny and all these other things, but some people don't deserve, if they don't meet your standard, they don't deserve to be in your bedroom, and I think that's true for men too. A man who values himself is not going to just be laying down with any low quality woman, because you don't want to give your child a low quality mother. You don't want to give your child a low quality father. You want people to earn the right to have you. You are the prize. You are the prize, and you have to see yourself as the prize, so people won't come up in there and use you up and take all your stuff. So anyway, you're take the stuff that money can't buy. Go ahead.
That's right. You preaching. Amen.
That's right. Hallelujah. In the words of the hallelujah. All right. So here we go. Yes, Lord. All right. So let me see if I can find the video.
What's up? I told you stop bringing her some food if you're not gonna bring the rest of my kids some food.
Bro, I only have one child with you, bro.
I know, but still, I told you that's not fair for her siblings for her to have food and they don't got nothing. That's not right.
I mean, that's not really my problem though, bro. Like, I make sure my daughter is fed, bro.
Yeah, I get that, but still, you can't think about my other kids. They don't have to be your kids. You would get them a little snack or something. You could bring her food.
That's not my problem, bro. Like, I'm sorry about your other kids, but I only got one daughter, bro. And I gotta make sure she's fed.
So I told you that's not fair for her siblings for her to have food and they don't got nothing. That's not right.
I mean, that's not really my problem though, bro. Like, I make sure my daughter is fed, bro.
Yeah, I get that, but still, you can't think about my other kids. They don't have to be your kids.
No, that's not my problem, bro. Like,
All right, bro. So, any final thoughts, bro?
I mean,
I can't get over that whole bro thing. I'm trying to figure out who started that dumb shit. But go ahead.
No, what I see is two people that he don't like her. He don't like her, so he like, I'm not about to do nothing for you that's outside of what I got to do for you. And I think that goes back to what you said about being selective about who you choose, and really like not choosing people from a broken place, from like a spontaneous, like just YOLO kind of place, really considering that if the person will leave you in this kind of situation or not. I'm never going to be around or be with a man that wouldn't want to feed me or Lauren. It never, not never.
Yeah.
But he's not. That's the thing, right? It's both. It's both, depending on like, I just would want to know the backstory. I'm just a story girl.
That's really true. I mean, if he's a low quality dude, then she picked a low quality dude. If she's a low quality woman, he picked a low quality woman, and as a result, the children have low quality parents.
Correct.
Because they not only have low quality individuals as their parents, but their parents have a low quality relationship. And only intelligent people are going to understand this. Some people are going to look at it as something simple like, well, he don't owe no kids nothing. He can do whatever he want, man. That ain't nothing, whatever. And I would encourage anybody who wants to be a grown up to understand that when you have children, you have to get over yourself. It ain't about you. It's about the kids. And part of the reason, if you are a fucked up grown up in here making some dumb comments in the chat, you're probably messed up because nobody ever poured love into you. And so I forgive you for not what you do. You were born in a terrible generation. There was drugs everywhere, broken families everywhere. Right. We lost who we are. And so there are some people who will look at somebody, like me that says, hey, why don't we feed all the kids? Why we got to starve out 2 of them? And, just because there's somebody else's, and they don't understand that. They've never lived in that world. They've never lived in a world that wasn't full of trauma, drama, and chaos. Yeah. They've never understood that. They don't know, so if you look at their families, if you look at their own situations, unfortunately, that will be a mirror reflection of the lives that they're living already. The children around them don't feel safe and protected and nurtured and loved. They say, well, what all daddy cares about is his liquor, his weed, and his hoes. And that's, and he don't care about me. So your daughter is out tricking in the street trying to, sell some coochie for a cheeseburger. Your son's out here taking penitentiary chances because you never taught them what it means to care for a child, right? So I think this is a cycle. This is a vicious, deadly cycle. And again, I don't know if it's a skit or not. All I know is that it happens a lot in real life. This happens so often, in the community. And I just really encourage those who get what I'm saying, that want to operate on a higher vibrational frequency. When you start having kids and stuff, I encourage you to just understand you're responsible for more than just yourself and your own pleasure and your own comfort. It has to be about something bigger than that, or it should be anyway. If you want, especially if you want to build this wealth thing, when you talk about building wealth and all that, families that tend to build together tend to build not just on the foundation of money, they build on the foundation of love. They build on the foundation of mutual support. People, in order to prosper, have to first feel safe and secure. So a lot of people can't prosper because they don't even feel the basic elements of safety and security. And that's because they were never given that by their parents. Like you're constantly in survival mode. Right. And people in survival mode have a hard time thriving and rising up and becoming really successful. And even if you give them success, you give them a NBA contract or a record deal, they throw all the money away anyway, because your spirit is on level 2, because you never got over that pain and that disappointment from childhood. So so ultimately, long story short, let's be better parents. Let's be smarter. Love your kids. And again, though, if people disagree, they can disagree. But I really think also what's also true is, and I've seen this go full circle, where I've seen people who didn't pour into children, who only cared about themselves. And then when they got a little bit older, there was nobody there for them. But then like those are the people in the old folks home that nobody comes to visit, or they can't get a ride to the hospital because they didn't pour into anybody. But then I've seen people invest in children, even kids that were not their own. Like my father invested in me. He took care of me and I wasn't his kid. I tell this story all the time. And so when my father got older and got tired, I said, don't worry about it. I got you 100%. To the cradle to the grave. You want to pay off your house? How much is it? Let's pay that house off. You want a new truck? Okay, I got you a truck with cash. There's no car note for you. You're good. You need a ride to the doctor? Okay, I got somebody that's going to get you to the doctor. And that is the part of investing. We talk about investing with money, and what people don't understand is that your greatest investments in life are not with money. It's with love. Right? Love is the greatest investment in the world. It's not money, because a lot of us ain't even got a whole lot of money. Right. Black folks don't have a lot of money, but we have a lot of love to give. But unfortunately, that part of our soul, our spirit, was killed through trauma and the war on drugs and this chaotic and toxic hip hop, teaching us to hate Black women and hate our kids and hate each other and kill each other and all that. That's silly, man. Like that's not who we are. We're better than that. So that's my 2 cents. I'll let you get the last word, T.
Ladies, stop having kids with other men that won't bring them. Like, where's some kids? Where's our other baby daddies? I'm just thinking about all of the things. Like, I cannot let go of just those questions. Like, how many do you have? Like, ladies, like, take care of yourself, like you said. But there's so many people operating from a place of brokenness, like you just said, especially Black women, unfortunately. And this is the situation where you're like, I don't have no money, I need to depend on these low life men to get from day to day, or I don't know if there's welfare. I don't know what the situation is, but I'm so curious. Like, now I just want to know her business. But yeah, I pray for them. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of just picking your standard, right?
Yeah.
Just like there's some men that pick high quality women versus low quality, and then there's some women who pick high quality men versus low quality. It comes down to self-esteem, and I
Yeah.
think if you're letting men into your life that don't deserve to be there, that have not proven themselves to have the integrity to make themselves worthy of that space, I think you have to sit down with your therapist and figure out what happened with your self-esteem that's making you allow people into your space who don't deserve to be there. Maybe you don't see yourself as the prize. Or sometimes if our parent is a low quality person, like that opposite sex parent, like if our daddy was a piece of shit, we'll date our daddy. Like men date their mothers all the time. And people don't even see that until they get about 40 or 50 years old. But if your daddy was garbage and you find yourself consistently with garbage men, maybe that's because something happened subconsciously that caused you to have a low standard. So you got to fix that. Decide what standard you want, because your children are going to be affected by whether you choose to do the work or don't do the work. And I think a lot of kids get hurt because the parents don't do the work, so that's it. So
I
anyway,
just think that a lot of these young girls have that kind of perspective, like that Sukihana, sexy red kind of perspective, where it's just not that this young lady, I mean, kind of sounds like my sexy red might have lived next door in once upon a time like that. It just seems like some ghetto shit, right? So like, it's all of that. So those people aren't thinking like that. They're not looking. They're just in their situation. They're in their environment, and I just don't. Unless you are aware of yourself and your surroundings, and kind of like aware of being broken, it's so easy to be like, yeah, go talk to your therapist for us. Right. But I just don't see that young lady being like, I'm just going to meet with my therapist on Thursday. It's just like, I'm trying to get my kids McDonald's. Like that's her reality. You know what I mean?
I get that. I completely get that. Right. And so some of us are different stages and ways of seeing stuff, and yeah, I would just say at the end of the day, learn how to see yourself as the prize. And when you do that, you won't let low standard situations even enter into your space. Because I would say that to the man or to the woman. Like if you don't like the way this guy's operating, how did you end up in this situation? Why are you depending on a guy like him to help you to come through for the kids? Now the kids are hurting because you have a low quality partner. It's like being on a basketball team where the other player sucks. Pick quality players to be on your damn team. That's what you do. And then for him, what I would say is, how did you even end up in a situation where you're going to end up hurting your daughter now? Because now you up here bringing food to her and she got to sit there and eat in front of all her siblings and feel like shit. You're not a good father when you do that. You're not helping. Oh, I'm feeding my daughter. That's all I got to do is feed my daughter. You're not helping your daughter. Your daughter going to get beat up. I don't know if y'all know. Did anybody remember the kid that had everything and didn't nobody else have nothing? Nobody liked that kid. People would, and I'm gonna tell you that I had a stage in my life where sometimes I might be the bully. I've been bullied and I bullied other kids. And I'm gonna tell you, nobody dislikes anybody more than the kid who always has the nice new shoes and the nice this and the nice that, because you get lucked out. You won the daddy lottery and you got the good daddy, and the kid that ain't got no daddy that's pissed off. Oh, they're gonna fuck your child up. Like they're gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like really, like, because they're angry, they're mad, right? So really, I just think that he needs to understand the bigger picture. Like, look, I'm gonna put my daughter in a position where she's gonna share with everybody else, so that I don't cause her any problems. So you think you're showing love to your child, but you're playing checkers and not chess, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna use the word bro. You're playing, but I'm gonna use it for men, not women. You're playing checkers and not chess because you literally are just creating an unstable situation for your daughter. So don't do that. Like, either don't bring any food at all, or bring it up for everybody, right? Or get your money up so you can buy 4 cheeseburgers instead of 1. It ain't that hard. Cheeseburgers don't cost that much. But then again, maybe I'm being uppity by saying that maybe one day my dream, like Dr. King had a dream, my dream is that one day the black man could go to McDonald's and buy 4 cheeseburgers and not sit on the internet and complain about how these hoes be costing him all his money. That's
Listen, bro, I understand inflation is real. Cheeseburgers went from $2 to like $6.
Right. That's true. The cheeseburgers ain't cheap. But come on, man. Come on, man. You can afford 5 pounds of weed or whatever you bought last week. You can afford a couple extra cheeseburgers. Make sure your daughter don't get bullied after school. Anyway, let me be quiet. Let me stop. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great day. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. It was wonderful to see you. And you don't have to agree with anything on this platform, but it's great to talk to you about it anyway. Just have an open mind and make good choices in your life. This is Tierra KJ Williams, aka Miss Black Hollywood. That is her name on the screen, and I'm gonna give you her website. Her website is realvirtual.net. If you want to get your money up, you can meet with her team. They will help you. You got everybody in here. Y'all probably have a business idea. You have a dream, a goal. You have something you're trying to do, something that you've been procrastinating on. Stop doing it by yourself. That's why it hasn't gotten anywhere. You need some help. She's got a team. They help me. They can help you. Sit down, do a free consultation. Let them know what you're trying to do. Maybe there's some synergy there to where you can work together. So anyway, the URL is realvirtual.net. My information is here. If you want to join us every morning, we also do financial consciousness training every single day in the Black Business School. I talk to you for about 45 minutes about how to get your money up, how to understand money, how wealth works in this society. This is what I know. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. So remember, the economics is not hard. It's just you got to understand it. So take the time to learn it. Take the time to hear it. Take the time to process it. And I guarantee you it'll level up your game. So have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. And have a wonderful day. We're out of here. Take care. Peace.